One lap at a time. 24 hours to climb. Sean setting fuel, Amir's checking tires. I'm just here trying to tame the fire. Not real cars, tell that to my hands. Shaking like I'm on the grid at Le Mans. Breathe in, one blink, countdown's on. Been training all week, now the doubt is gone. Sean's on stints, 1 and 3's ice cold mind. Amir's taking night shift, third eye blind. I'm just watching the split, my heart in the loop. This ain't just pixels, this is my truth. Pits map tight, strat set clean, but you can't script chaos in a 24 dream.
No break to the soul, no pause when it hurts. You either die at the wheel or you live in the dirt. Don't close your eyes, the storm has begun. Hold on tight, here comes the ride.
This is the moment, this is the fight. One shot, one chance, one endless night. Sean on the left and Amir on the line. We bleed through the ring just to cross that sign. No fear, no breaks, no giving in. We were born to burn, we were built to win.
So light it up and trust the climb. We're chasing glory, one lap at a time.
Green flag drops, we launch like rage. Lunging in tight on turn 3 stage. Traffic in chaos, brake light rain. Half a second wide and you kiss the pain. But Sean's like steel cold calculated. Slips through gaps like time's been faded. Amir calls fuel, voice clear in the dark while I'm battling thoughts in a high-speed pole. My wrist cramps, I clench, shoulders gone stiff, but I ain't quitting now, nah, I live for this shift. This is the pressure, this is the grind. One shot, one road, one chance. Yo, this wheel's my weapon, this chair's my stage. Sean's at the wheel and Amir's uncaged. We don't sleep, we reload, refocus. Every last truth, every corner's opus. Pit crew blood, adrenaline drip. Reset my soul with every grip. Don't need fame, don't want fake cheers. I race through fire, I face my fears.
Don't you break when the silence grows. Don't you blink when the red light goes. You better lose yourself in the light of the zone. One chance to rise, one line to own. The ring, the rush, the world you know. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home.
Can't pause this pain, can't mute my name. I don't play for fun, I race through flame. Disconnected, now I'm mind dialed in. While they scroll feeds, I go for the win. This ain't fake, this ain't pretend. It's me plus my brothers, lap to the end. Got fuel in my blood, I burn through doubt. And if I crash, I'll crawl it out.
Don't let go, let the engine cry. Even ghosts can learn to fly. You better lose yourself in the moment alone. Every lap you run carves you in stone. One crew, one fight, one path unknown. You only get one shot, so bring it home, bring it home. They won't see the sweat inside your soul, but this is your road, your rig, your control. So light it up, don't fade away. This is your legacy, this is your race. You better lose yourself in the rhythm.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Can y'all hear me? Well, I don't know, I haven't streamed in a while, so I had to make sure I'd get everything set up. I've never streamed on this PC before, so I had to get everything set up, make sure everything was working correct, so I hope everything is working right. If you guys can't hear me all that well, let me know, and we'll get that fixed right away. But hope you guys had a great weekend. Hope everything... Oh, thank God. Guys, can you guys hear me pretty good? That's the big key. We're just waiting to see. Just a quick answer from anybody that is out there. All right, sounds good. Thanks, Calum. I appreciate it, buddy. Yeah, this week has been crazy. Last week we were at the Sim Racing Expo all 3 days, trying to cover everything as much as we can, and then roll in. This week has been crazy. So ended up going to a Volbeat concert yesterday. We ended up seeing. I didn't even realize like that. Bush was there, so like hell yeah, I haven't listened to Bush in a long time, so it was cool to see the Bush from long ago, from when I was growing up, when I was a teenager, seeing them actually live in person for the first time ever. And then Volbeat's one of my favorite bands, and it was actually funny because they're a Danish band, and he was in the middle of one of his songs, and he started doing dun 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 dun, Max Verstappen, dun 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 dun, Max Verstappen. So that's kind of funny. But yeah, other than that, and then going through all the footage from the expo too. So I decided, after I made the AC rally video, because I thought that was probably the most important announcement that happened at the expo, that I would just go through the videos here live with you guys. And if you have any questions on any of the stuff that's in the videos, anything that was covered at the expo, I can answer it for you live here. But yeah, so I'm solo today. I'm flying. Sean is taking care of real life business. He couldn't be here. It was either miss the pit stop or miss the race. So it was more of, miss the pit stop. I can take care of you. I can cover the pit stop, but you got to be here for the race because he's already missed 2 races. So he's already used up one of his drop weeks, and I don't want him to miss any more points going into the league. So I'm trying to be a nice guy, trying to make sure he's covered, he's being taken care of in the league. Since we're not doing amateur classes anymore, I want to make sure that he's getting some decent haul of points and everything like that. But anyways, before we get into everything, and most of the news today is going to be all about the Sim Racing Expo. That's pretty much it. There hasn't really been much of any news other than that. There's a lot of big stuff that came out. But anyways, let me get into the highs, hellos, and how is everybody doing? So let's see who we got first on board. Callum, PS4 Deadman, how you doing, buddy? After that, we got Tim Spatial Dragon. How's it going, buddy? Doug Hawley, Alesh Mom. Then we got Dirge. Hi, Dirge and Janera. How you guys doing? Hope y'all are doing well. Caractus. Hey, how's it going, man? And as you guys chime in, I will say hi and hello to you. And, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are ready and excited for the weekend, too. For the Simpit news, so we released our Assetto Corsa Rally first look. And, oh my gosh. Holy crap. I was blown away by it. And my number one comment, it's kind of funny. My number one comment was from a guy, and I pinned this comment too. Put the F hands on the wheel. All right, so I know I didn't put both hands on the wheel the whole entire time because I'm not a rally guy. I put a disclaimer in my video saying I'm not a rally guy. I prefer spinning out my Super Formula Light on the tarmac than being in a rally being covered in dirt. So there you go. That's my excuse. Hi, Lucas. How's it going, buddy? It was great meeting you at the Sim Gaming Expo, buddy. Really, it was a pleasure talking to you. It was great chatting with you. And hopefully, we can see you again at some future event, man. And we got David Payne. You did show up on time. You rock, buddy. See, there you go. There's my disclaimer. I'm not a rally guy. I know, Alesh. But before I get into this video, try to stay tuned to the very end of the pit stop. I got a little bit of a kind of a giveaway for you guys. So stay tuned, and we'll talk about it towards the end of the show. Hi, Mr. Dante. How's it going, buddy? How are you? But anyways, yes, getting back on to Assetto Corsa Rally. I was blown away by it. It was really, really good, especially for an alpha build. I tried the Hyundai i20 rally car. I tried the Lancia Delta. I tried it here on the tarmac. I also tried it in the wet, in the gravel. And oh my God, it was phenomenal. I was really blown away by how good it played, how good the cars behaved, how everything was. Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, go and watch it. I talk about a few things. There are some things I wasn't too happy about, but I think those are things that can be overcome. Huck Solo, how's it going, man? Yes, Lucas, by far, MSim has always had the best simulator, motion simulator that I have ever tried. And on this one, this is their newest one, the MSim Carbono or Carbon, I can't remember. But this was like this was a rig that was designed by one of the Bugatti designers. Like he's like, I like your guys' rig, but I want something, you know, something more my style, something more racy. So I ended up designing this, and it's not cheap. Let's just say it's a 6-figure simulator. And I know why Lucas likes it, because what they were running on this Gara was the Cubic QS210 on their traction platform, and trying it compared to their older Gara, this thing was just, you know, it blew all the other motion rigs completely out of the water. Brian Ostrike, how's it going, buddy? Not much. We just started. I'm just really talking about Assetto Corsa Rally. Some say that Mir's hair is a U.S. government psyop to make your... I cannot confirm or deny. If I did say anything, I'd have to kill you. Just saying. But yeah, so Assetto Corsa Rally. So it's not... I saw some people's complaints, not so much on this video. I've seen some other complaints. Well, you know, people talking about, you know, AC Evo's not even ready yet. It's been delayed for so many other things, and they're already announcing this. Well, this is being made by a different studio. It's been in development for a couple of years now, completely different physics than what's on Evo. They are using the Unreal 5 engine, which was kind of my negative point in the video, because we've seen how Unreal kind of behaves in Assetto Corsa Competizione and a couple of other sims. But from talking to the guys, they're using like a heavily modified version of Unreal 5, and just everything just worked here. Everything was so good, so great. I'm blown away. Like, it did not feel like an alpha testing, you know, an alpha test version of this game. Oh, Dave Coey, this thing is way more expensive. Add a 1 before that 6, and you get that price. So, and then the only thing I could fall in, I did give Tiago from MSim a little bit of crap. So look at what's on the rig. So they've got the Simucube 3 with the wheel. They've got the Simucube active pedals. They have the BDH shifter, which is a phenomenal shifter. And then they have a Moza handbrake attached to it. I'm like, you guys spent all this money on this rig, and you attach a Moza handbrake to it. Come on, you guys could have used a way better handbrake, but still, I mean, it did its job. It defeated its purpose. There you go. You see me smiling right there. It was a great experience. So if you haven't watched it, take a look at it, and yeah, let me know. I did refuse to use it because it was Moza. No, I used it a couple times. I didn't really need to use it a lot. I think maybe there was a couple of hairpins I used it on, and to be honest, like, there was one of the hairpins where I kind of crashed out, and I edited out of the video so you guys don't see it, to make myself look a little bit better than what I really was. But again, I was not really that good. Again, I'm not really that good in rally games. I just do them for fun. Damn, Alita Sturge. But yeah, so check it out. I do have more videos. I might do like onesie twosies about some of the really good things that I experienced out of the expo. I don't know if I'll do a full-blown coverage. There's a bunch of other people that did full coverage, but here, I'll just go over the videos here. And then again, if you guys have any questions on the gear as I go through some of the videos, let me know, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. But anyways, all right, go on. So before we get into that stuff, I do want to cover a really big topic. And this was, if you haven't seen this video, it was posted by Boosted Media, and it was titled "Reviews Are Becoming a Problem." So if you haven't watched this video, I'll give you kind of a summary of what he was talking about and kind of give you my take on what I've been seeing, not necessarily in so much in the sim racing world, but what we experience a lot in the tech world, and especially when it comes to reviews. I want to see Mirror do RBR, the real rally game. One day, Callum. Once I got time. Like right now, I have no time for anything. Yeah, Tim. I mean, if because I remember you saying you were running a 1070. I don't know. Saying the minimum needed is a 2070 or 2080. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, all right. Going back to what Boosted was talking about. Boosted was talking about a couple of different things of what's happening when in the review world when it comes to sim racing, and we don't see it so much in sim racing because most of the time we've been dealing with smaller companies, so we're not dealing with these big companies like a lot of the other tech reviewers are. But it is starting to creep in. So what we're talking about is here he's talking about how, one point where he's talking about is how instead of dealing with companies, now we're starting to deal with marketing people. I need to jump my M2. No, that is my baby. But anyway, so what he's talking about, so we're talking about overall in general is we're starting to deal with marketing companies versus dealing with the sim companies themselves. And we've already experienced that ourselves too. So like sometimes when we reach out to a company, we're like, hey, we'd like to collaborate. We'd like to do a review on your products. They refer us to their marketing company. And then anytime we want to do anything, anytime we got questions, we're like, hey, we want to reach out to your engineers. We're having some issues, but they're like, no, we can't put you in contact with them. You have to deal with us. Or sometimes what has happened, and I'm going to use, like, for example, Solar Crown, Test Drive Solar Crown, is they wanted to take a look at our analytics. They wanted access to our YouTube channel to take a look at our analytics to see if we were even worthy enough of, getting a review copy of Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. And that's where I pumped the brakes. I'm like, no, you are not taking a look at our stuff. You can see our videos, you can see how many subscribers we got, but I'm not giving you any more than that. And if you want to do business with us, cool. If you don't, then we're cool too. So we're starting to see this separation between, we're starting to see this erosion of personal relationships with sim racing companies. And it's starting to get, it's not so much of a problem right now. There's maybe like a handful of companies that do stuff like this. But I'm afraid in the future, as sim racing gets bigger and bigger, that eventually, we're not going to be able to build those personal relationships with companies. Like, for example, we got Lucas here. Lucas is one of the guys from Cubic. Anytime they need, anytime they want us to take a look at stuff, he messages me personally. We have chats, we discuss things. I can have that personal relationship with him in regards to Cubic products, or like if he's got questions for me, I can answer him directly, or vice versa. We can help each other out in that regards. And now we're starting to get marketing people involved that have nothing or have no clue when it comes to sim racing, like that they're putting up these giant barriers and making it harder for us to do our jobs. Because, for one, like if you don't know how the Simpit does our reviews, is we have a video out on it that talks about all of it, but essentially we have total freedom over our videos. These companies have no control over our videos, whether we say good things or bad things about it. If they want us to say good things, and if there are bad things about that product, we will completely cancel the review and we'll send the equipment back to them, and we won't even mention it. And that's happened on a couple of occasions where we ran into issues, they didn't want to fix it, or this product as is, and we're like, well, we don't have it. This review is not going to be a good review. What do you want? And they were like, well, can you make it sound better? Like, no, we're not doing that. We'll return the product and we won't even mention it anymore. So, yeah. And the other point is, again, and we see it a lot in the tech world where, yeah, Callum, you kind of mentioned it. I don't see it so much in the sim racing world, but I'm afraid that we're going to start becoming, or reviewers are start becoming shills to these companies. Like, And what I mean by shills is, companies will not send products to reviewers unless you say good things about them. Which if the product is good, we got no problem saying good things about it, but we will point out some of the things that we don't like. And if we run into issues, we run into problems, we'll make sure that, we'll discuss with you guys first, make sure all those problems are resolved. If they're resolved, cool, we're good. And because that way we can also test out your customer service, because that's another, thing that, I think a lot of companies need to take care of is their customer service. There's a couple of companies where their customer service is completely lacking. And, sometimes we don't see it because our product works, but then we get messages from people who's like, well, I'm missing these components, or this component didn't work, or this component didn't break, and I'm not getting any answers from anybody. So we try to, sometimes we try to get involved, hit up our guy like, hey, this person's having these issues. Can you help them out? And that is something I don't want to see disappear from the sim racing review world, because our responsibility is to make sure we're giving you the most accurate review that's out there. Is it going to be what you want it to be? Maybe, maybe not. And again, because that depends on how the product works for us, and that depends on how the product feels with us. Because another sticking point is, what feels good to me might not feel good for you. And that's why, for example, we don't say you need to buy this product, or this is the greatest product. We say, hey, this is how we felt, this is what we thought of it, and we let you come up with your own conclusion. And so we want you guys, if you guys are looking to buy products, don't just watch our reviews. Don't just watch, Boosted Media's reviews. Watch as many reviews as you can as a product, because that way you're going to get a much bigger picture of how that product works and how it is for you. Because again, there might be some things that I miss in my review. There might be some things that Sean misses in his reviews. And then we get people sometimes that point them out. Well, maybe Boosted covers that point, or Random Call Sign covers that point, or any of these other reviewers, they cover those points. So again, make sure you're watching as many reviews as on a product to make sure you get the accurate picture on it. Anyways, that is my spiel on that. Again, if you have the time, it is a long video, but I highly do recommend you go to Boosted Media's channel and you watch it completely and see, and make up your own mind of what you think of what's going on in the sim racing world, especially when it comes to product reviews. So let me go through the comments before we jump on. Amir needs to jump his M2 like a real rally driver. No, never happening, buddy. They'll stay on the tarmac, never leave the tarmac. Amir, we want a rally overhaul video. No, but it is getting overhauled this winter. It is going to become much more of a track car over the course of the winter. I might post some videos. We got a channel in our Discord for cars, specifically for cars. So I need to start posting in it. Alesh, yep, paying reviews coming into the sim racing world. Yeah, and again, I'm not going to mention anybody. I'm not going to mention anything. That is totally up to you guys to figure out and say, like, if I see something that is very blatant, I will call it out. But again, you guys need to make up your own minds on these products that are coming out. Again, watch as many videos as you can. Ask a lot of questions to make sure you're getting, again, the best picture you can on a product before you jump and switch over to them. Yeah. I mean, and the big thing is, so here, and there's a difference between, for example, a streamer. And what I mean by streamer is a watch me driver. If they got sponsorships from SimMagic or Moza or SimLab and they don't do reviews, cool. They're just being sponsored by them to help them with their sim racing journey and things like that. Those guys, of course, are going to be saying, "Oh, this product is great. This is amazing." But again, because they're actually fully sponsored by them, you can take, they could take their review on it, with a grain of salt. The problem that we might get into, and is when we start seeing reviewers being sponsored by these companies, which I think, to me, that's a big no-no. Like, as sim racing reviewers, we should not be sponsored by the likes of these companies. Now, if they want us to do reviews on their products, cool. But, how would you feel, for me, and this is me personally, if I see somebody that is sponsored, let's say, by Asetek, and then he comes out with a review for, let's say, example, SimiCube, and he doesn't give it that good a review. Well, back in the back of my head, I'm always going to be thinking, well, this guy is sponsored by Asetek. Is he given a good review or a bad review because of that sponsorship? And it could be a legit, it could be a completely legit review too. I'm not saying that that person's faking the review or to make it look bad, but I'm just saying in the back of my head I'm always going to have that thought. So I think for reviewers, I think it's a very bad idea for us to be sponsored by sim racing hardware companies. Now, if you're sponsored by a sim racing store, or if you're sponsored by a software or some sort of application that there's not really anything out there like it, to me that's a little bit different. I think that's cool. Or if you're getting sponsorships from things outside of sim racing, because again, for people to maintain these channels, it's a lot of hard work, it takes a lot of time, and that little bit of money can help make somebody have like a really nice studio or have the right equipment to make sure they can make you those beautiful reviews. So that's okay too. But I think where us reviewers need to draw the line is at, we end it at being sponsored by sim racing company hardware. That's my take on it. And again, like for us as a Simpit, you see a couple sponsors rolling upon, like, so you see Rikmatech, you see Sim Racing for You see Built PC. Rikmatech, they are a sim racing store that sells many different products. So you've got Built PC, they build PCs for people. Sim Racing for You, he builds button boxes. So these are things that I don't think really, influence how we do our reviews, because again, these people are kind of outside of the influence of making sure we present we give these reviews and kind of skew it in the favor of other companies. Anyways, all right. Andrews, listen, getting back to it. Reviews are useless. Last 2 sim racing purchases for me, reviews didn't do much. Can you explain that, Andrews? I don't know. Okay, if you explain it, yeah. Do a Nords run video. I need to, Callum. I will. One of my ideas for my videos this year was to do a Nords comparison from real life compared to the other sims, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get my car completely set up. Ran into some issues getting some parts for it, so I wasn't really able to do that. But I'll make sure to get all that stuff done during the wintertime, so once the track opens up, I'll actually do a real life run and then compare it to the other sims out there. Brian, how did all the new bases feel? All marketing hype, or did one stand out? We'll talk about it here as we get into the videos, because I did take a look at the SimiCube 3 and I did take a look at SimLabs, and I took a really close look because those are the 2 big boys that are going to be coming out. So I'll talk about those in a bit. Amir is calling out Matt Malone. No, I am not calling out Matt Malone. Like, Matt Malone, I don't consider him a reviewer. I consider him a watch me driver. He occasionally, on the offhand, like, does a little bit of reviews, but I consider him more of a streamer, watch me racer than I do like a reviewer, like, say Boosted Media, Random Call Sign, Dance. Those guys actually do legit reviews. Matt Malone is more of, a watch me driver. So I'm not calling him out. I'm not calling him out at all. Tim, I watch as many reviews as I can. Yep. I think someone needs to do a proper PC hardware video for sim racing, ultra wide, triples, VR performance, etc. Most just do 1080, 1440, and 4K. Yeah, that could be an idea. Actually, Callum, that's a good thing, because I could do one, because I've got 1080 monitors, I've got my triples, I've got my ultra wide and VR. I could do something like that. I disagree to a point. I like a couple reviewers that are sponsored, but I agree on your point. They do need to pay the bills. Again, I'm not saying that. Again, like Tim, I'm not saying that you know, they're skewing the reviews because they're sponsored by company X. I'm saying, but that thought could always be in the back of the head of people that maybe he said something because of that. That's what I'm saying. And yeah, so like, as long as, and that's where I think reviewers need to be honest, and like we've started doing that because we weren't doing such a good job at it. Here's like, we make sure we say, hey, this product was given to us for review purposes, but they have no, you know, they have no say on how we do our reviews. And just bought the cheapest Fanatec CSL load cells. Price range was right. And last one was Fanatec. No reviews needed. I mean, I could have told you something, Andrus. This won't stop people calling you Amir the Shill Assad. That is true. I'm the biggest shill that is out there. Guys, give me all your products and I will make sure you have the greatest reviews. No, again, I'm not calling out Matt Malone, guys. No. Like, again, I don't consider him a reviewer, and I don't think he would consider him. On the topic of sim racing PC videos, Simpit and Built PC collab video. Yeah, Sean is supposed to be doing one because Sean was the one that got a Built PC. I didn't. Sean was the one that got one. It's a line, I agree. Yep. No, Brian, I did not get a chance to try it. There was so many people at the Fanatec area. I did not get a chance to try it. That's right. Show me the money. Everybody knows Amir's test drive Solar Crown reviews are biased towards the developers. I mean, if you can find that review video, sure, I will agree with you 100%, Star Fox. I will agree with you 100%. All this, come on, buddy. No, you didn't have to delete it. I was like, again, you guys need to make up your own opinions. I am not here to tell you who to watch, who not to watch. Again, you should watch reviewers that you connect with, that you have trust in. Find those reviewers. Don't just go off of how polished their videos are, or how glamorous they look and things like that. There are some good reviews out there that barely have, you know, like 5,000 subs, and they make some really good reviews. They might not have the best production quality, but they're really good too. So you just need to find the reviewer that you connect with, that you can engage with. And again, you need to ask them those questions. That if you have questions that you still are burning on your mind, like ask them, ask us, ask a bunch of people. But don't just watch a video and completely take their word for it too. Star Fox, trust nobody. Dude, I don't even trust myself, man. Come on. I don't even trust myself. Yes, I trust Sean's Pat Benatar hair. That is true, 100%. Oh, okay. Oh. To be honest, I was actually expecting pitchforks to come out. I was expecting pitchforks to come out. Like, no, you're talking crap about this person. How dare you? I'm surprised. Everyone actually agrees, which is a good thing. Like, again, so that shows you guys are very level-headed people, and you understand, you can understand and tell the differences between what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, Andrus, he stopped doing his reviews. He started getting more into machining. Yeah, he just kind of got bored with the sim racing thing and just started doing his machining, which he used to do before he retired, and now I think he got rid of all of his sim stuff and just loaded his garage with a bunch of CNC equipment and things like that. And now he's getting into that. Callum, yeah, that was Sim Racing Garage, Callum. Yeah. Yep. All right, so if you guys don't have any more comments or questions about that, let's get into some of the other stuff. All right, so let me pull up this video. So here we go. We're going to take a look first. Let me pull up. Here we go. So here's we got PXN. We're showing off the PXN stuff. Yes, Lucas, I did start reading it. I haven't finished it. I was going to wait till I finish it before I give you some of my comments on it. Yeah, I didn't want to just like, you know, rush through it and not make sure like I give you like half-baked questions. But yeah, I'll make sure. But yeah, I'm working on it, buddy. Just whenever I got free time, I kind of look at it. Yeah. All right, so yeah, the first booth that we kind of took a lot was PXN, and here we're kind of showcasing if the video plays. PXN is on the up and up. They really are. Here we go. So we're taking a look at, here's one of their wheels. Here's their button box that Sean's reviewed. Here are these new pedals, and I'll talk about those pedals. And here's their VD4 base. Actually, me and Sean have their VD4 base for review, so we're going to be taking a look at that and reviewing that pretty soon. Now, I was going over to review, take a look at some of their other stuff on the other table, but then Sylvia from PXN grabbed me. He's like, hey, you need to try this rig. You got to try the new pedals out. And so that's where I kind of stopped filming, and then I jumped in the rig to try out their new stuff. And their pedals were actually really decent. Here we go. That's a picture of them right there. They're for mid-range. They're actually really good load pedals. I think she was telling me they do 160 kilograms for the load cell sensors. And when I tried them on the rig when I was driving around, they actually felt really, really good. They're going to have different sets of velostometers. Random call sign. How's it going, buddy? You missed my rant. We're talking about boosted media, and you talking about sim race shills and some of the things that are going on behind the scenes that, you know, we probably need to call out. So, but yeah, so here we go. We can see in the bottom picture they're coming out with an H pattern shifter, a sequential shifter, and a handbrake. Now, designs, I'm not going to say anything right now. You can make up your own mind what they look like. But they are like heavy duty. There's like, they're starting to eliminate plastic on all of their gear. Yeah, sim shills. We should make like a YouTube drama show called Sim Shills, or like make it like a soap opera, right? Terrier, hello, how's it going, buddy? There you go. And here's another video taking it from different angles, like you see the load cell pedals right there. But yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised to see how far PXN is coming up in the sim racing world. Like, they're starting to, you know, go away from the toyish look and becoming a little bit more sim focused, like actually really sim focused. Bring us higher end gear. Sim Shills League. Oh man, I mean, if we're gonna talk about sim shills, me and Random are gonna be the first ones to join that league because we're both sim shills, right, Random? Alesh, that was between me and you, bro. Don't tell Random that. Man, like I can't keep any secrets from you. But anyway, going back to it, like I think PXN is going to be a company to look out for. They're starting to. Oh, I know, Random. I dude. I accidentally, you know, someone accidentally told me how much you get paid from YouTube and all these other companies. You know, someone gave me the data sheets like how much all these other companies pay you. I know how much you get paid. So are you saying all the bald ones are shills, Star Fox? Is that what you're saying? But yeah, anyways, like, yeah, PXN, they're coming out with some really good products and at a really affordable price too. Sean's made a couple review videos on some of their equipment, and I mean, for what you get, like, you're actually getting a pretty good product for what you're spending on. All right, let's look at the next video. This one interested me too. Look at this. This is a farm tractor simulator, and over there, you got a forklift. How cool is that? You shill Fanatec, dude. You're shilling for the wrong company, man. But I thought this was pretty cool. So they had this farming sim right there. They had a forklift sim, and you do in VR. It's motion. I thought that was pretty cool. But then on the other side, they had this motorcycle simulator. And here you go. You see this guy riding it. I didn't get a chance to ride it because this thing was so popular. Like, I did not get any time. Oh, he almost fell off. But yeah, this thing is fully motion controlled. It has 6-off motion. And I thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to showcase it in the video. That, hey, you know, there are bike sims that are out there. So I thought that was pretty cool. Kevin Hart, he looks a little bit. If I was standing next to him, I'd be The Rock. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I just wanted to showcase it to you guys. What was the next one? I'm trying to make sure I grab some of the good ones. Oh yes, BDH. Oh my God. There's Dave. So here you go. And we're gonna be bringing these guys. We're going to bring the BDH guys on for an interview onto the show. But that's Dave right there. Dave is the man. He is the designer. He's the one that engineered the BDH shifters. And, oh my God. Him, his son Billy, everybody from the whole crew of BDH are such amazing, amazing people. Fun guys. Like, they're not even... You can't even call them a company. They're just a big family with how they interact with each other. They were the big hit at the Sim Expo last year with the original shifter, and now they've come out with an active shifter. Yeah, so people reviewed their people reviewed their normal shifter, but here's a video of me messing up. But yeah, here's their shifter kind of in action. So right back here, so if you look in the back of the shifter, there is a direct drive motor, 5 Newton meter direct drive motor, which is providing force feedback to the actual shifter itself. And so when your car's in idle, that shifter is moving around like how it would like in a real car. It will not shift if you're not pushing in your clutch. You cannot shift your thing. Like, you will start hearing a grinding noise coming, a grinding feeling coming from the shifter itself, to make sure you're actually shifting appropriately. Because if you miss your shift, yeah, you're not going to be able to shift into any other gear. This thing was awesome, and the amount of time and money amount of effort that went into making a shifter like this is something that we've been asking for a long time. For people that love, H-pattern shifters, like, hey, we need something where we can accurately simulate real shifting. And this does it. And the really cool thing about it was, I'll show you another thing. So that's it kind of in action. But here, there's a knob, if I can find you the screen. So right here, there's this knob that's right here, right in the middle. You can see it. When you adjust it, when you turn it, it actually changes how the shifts are located. So if you look at it, depending on what car you're driving, you can actually adjust it to how you want the gears to shift. And from here, you can adjust what the response is, how much force feedback it gives you. You can adjust so many different things. Which is great, right? MV8 shifter, yes, it does. The bash, yeah, random. Again, I haven't gotten to experience those in person. For me, this was like a completely different feeling. Actually, being able to experience it in real life, something like this, that was pretty cool. And so after I was driving, we were driving the Caterham. This is me. Like, look at my hand, how it's shaking afterwards. After driving the Caterham, like, that's how my hand was shaking. after that experience. Somebody said on GM's review of this that somebody offers a version that you can 3D print. I didn't see that. I'm sure there is. I mean, because you can 3D print, you know, something something similar to the SimiCube Active Pedal. So I'm not. I mean, I'm sure at one point this is going to be, you know, this is going to be coming out 3D printed and things like that. I'm not disagreeing. I just wanted to showcase these guys, especially because they're such amazing, wonderful people, and hearing the story of Dave, hearing the story of Billy. I just want, you know, I wanted to showcase their product from them. But no, so on that shifter, so actually you can mount it on either side. So like right now they have it mounted kind of where the bracket, I don't know how to describe it. So like this is, if this is the shifter, you know, this is the shifter, you can mount it either top, sideways, or you can spin the bracket around and mount it on the other side too. So that way it's on here too. And again, you can churn, there's a dial, you can churn it into a sequential shifter if you want it just to be sequential. It doesn't have to be just an H pattern shifter. So yeah. But again, yeah, sounds like an expensive experience. It is. I'm not saying it's not pricey. It is a pricey piece of gear, but I think, you know, with everything made out of CNC, you know, CNC metals, you know, what it took effort. I mean, again, this might not be a thing that's for everybody, so that's still going to keep the price a bit high. I don't know. For me, like, again, price, you know, when you talk about how expensive something is, that's all relational to what you think. How much do you think this thing is actually worth? It could be expensive to you, but it could be super cheap to somebody else. They said it doesn't do sequential in GM's video. I'm pretty sure I don't know. I'd have to double check with Billy. I'd have to double check. I know their other shifter does sequential or H pattern. I'd have to double check with the guys. I can't remember if I asked them that question or not. All right. Moving on. Let's see. We've got. Who else do we got? Let's take a look. I think this is the Sim Magic. So here's Sim Magic showing off their new quick release that just came out. That, you know, kind of makes it wireless. So there's a cable attaches to it, and that's their F1 wheel. Here we go. There's their P700 pedals. I know, that is just, dude, that's like half a night, man. Come on, bro. When I party hard. And this is their Formula steering wheel over on this side, the Zeus wheel. And if you haven't seen, like, on the Zeus wheels, everything here can be changed out. So you can change out, you know, you can take the screen off. You can change what kind of paddles that you want on the back. So a lot of the stuff is interchangeable too, to make it kind of suit what you want. Lucas, no, they did not have that active pedal from on display. I was really surprised because they kind of showcased it last year. But this year it was completely absent. They were just showcasing their new wheels. So I don't know what happened with their active pedal for them just to kind of now ignore it. I asked the guy, I actually asked one of the Sim Magic guys, and the guy said, I don't know. I don't know anything about the active pedal. So I don't know. Maybe I should have cornered Jaxer, you know, and kind of use my interrogation techniques to ask him. Oh. No, Tim, I'm moving along. It's so weird seeing manufacturers. Terry Crouch, how's it going, buddy? So weird seeing manufacturers and things that I've never even heard of. I know, right? Like, the Whiplash 500. Are you talking about the head one? I did. I did. Let's see. So yeah, so this is them showing off their Zeus line. All right, where else do we got? I'm just trying to make sure I take a look at everything. Here was another like spider kind of motion platform showcasing that you can pretty much mount it on almost anything. So here they have it like on a play seat, you know, which is pretty cool. And I just took a look at it real quick. I was more interested in that LMP car. I think the price of this thing wasn't that pricey. I think I saw the price for it. It was fairly cheap too if you're wanting something like this. And then this thing was crazy. This spider-looking thing. So it's on 3 pillars, and you're kind of suspended on those 3 pillars. And this is made by Gravidec. These are the guy last year, if you remember, had that motion that moved around on the floor and everything. Oh, sorry, that was pretty loud. But yeah, so now this time they've got this kind of like, I don't know how to describe it, like Cloverfield monster kind of sim rig, where you kind of sit suspended on the rig. And here it is kind of in action. Yeah. I thought this was pretty interesting. It was pretty cool. And again, this thing wasn't that pricey. I can't look at the price. I can't remember the exact price of it. Yeah, Starfox. Yeah, I have a video of somebody doing it. I did it, but unfortunately I wasn't able to grab a video of it, but I'll show it off here. Oh yeah, you feel sustained forces and kind of... Let me go find that video. Let me mute it. It's kind of loud. So here's how it kind of looks on the inside a little bit. So I mean, you're going to sit inside. There's VR. You're going to be putting on a VR headset. They put the helmet on that has all those strings attached to it. And we'll see a little bit, more. But that's kind of how you see it when it's on the inside. And here's somebody that I grabbed a video of that was testing it. So as you see, like there's strings on each side, all 4 sides, and depending on what's going on with the car, if you're braking, accelerating, turning the corners, that helmet's going to move you, in whatever direction the G's are supposed to go. The guy kind of explained it to me. It kind of went a little bit over my head, but like if you see like those green lasers, those green laser scanners on top of the helmet, those are kind of measuring where the helmet is. And that's where those motors kind of react to the G-forces to move your head around. And yes, it really works as advertised. Like you really feel sustained G-forces because, in a car when you're turning, your neck is going in a direction. Naturally you're wanting to pull to make sure you're straight again. So as it's pulling, you're trying to pull back. And it's giving you that feeling that kind of goes from the bottom of your head through your neck all the way to your lower back, and you're getting those effects of those G-forces. So it's really cool. Like, if somebody has this and they want to, I'm pretty sure after spending a month on this, you're going to have like Alonso's neck, because you really feel it and you can change the forces and things like that. But yeah, my biggest worry is if that thing breaks and it freaking yanks you in one direction, it could pop your neck off. But yeah, I thought this thing was really, really cool. I tried it out. It was a lot of fun. And just showing, here's the guy just videotaped. I asked him beforehand if he was cool with it, and he was cool. So he's experiencing the G-forces on this. I don't know, Lucas, if you're still here, take note, Lucas. Just saying. For the price for something like this, so this is not something they're releasing for the public to buy. Like this is something that they're going to be selling to events and sim racing centers and things like that. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not going to be at this moment. It's not going to be something that you can buy. Yeah, I mean, there was a guy. I mean, yeah, we're just joking, like Eris. If you're, yeah, Eris. Um, yeah, I'm sure, like, you know, if this thing they didn't have safety measures in place, it would have never made it to the Sim Expo. But yeah, when I was talking to that guy, there's all sorts of safety features and stuff that if something does break, it automatically stops everything, so that way you don't get any sustained damages. The guy was talking about how safe it actually is. The only thing is, if your neck is not used to these kind of forces, you are going to have a sore neck, you know, after a while. Yeah, there are, like, it doesn't, to be honest, like, it doesn't move that much to where you can get injured from it. They do have things in check to make sure that, you know, you don't sustain, you know, permanent damage. The worst you could do is have a sore neck from using it if your neck's not in shape. Oh, Star Fox. Ah. Touche. All right. Let's see. What was another thing to talk about? Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. All right. Here we go. Fanatec finally coming out with podium pedals. Oh my god. It only took them how long for them to actually come out with a good set of pedals? Now, like, in this video, these things are massive in real life. They are a big set of pedals. There's no, and that's their new, that was their new Club Sport wheelbase, or not the Club Sport, their new Podium DD wheelbase. And so you can get these pedals in two different configurations. So you can go for a GT style. So these were the F1 style pedals. It comes with the face plates where it keeps your feet in place, and the same thing for the heels to make sure your feet don't move around, kind of like how it would be in a real, you know, single-seater car. The cool thing about this, like, so look at all of these cylinders. All of these are individually adjustable to make sure that you can adjust your pedals however way you want. And kind of what these do is, one, it makes sure you don't go past the threshold of elastometers, but also making sure that, so let's say you don't want to use or for all four elastometers. Well, you just rotate one of the cylinders, and then it closes that gap to make sure that cylinder is not being used. Or if you're trying to, you know, so there's like unlimited opportunities or unlimited ways to adjust these pedals, you know, using that feature. All right. So there you go. So these are F1 pedals, Tim. These are the F1 pedals. So then on the other side is when they have the normal kind of set of pedals that comes with the clutch and everything like that. So same thing, but you also have the pedal deck, you have the clutch, and you have smaller face plates on this one. So you could go either way. You could either go with like a standard configuration like this with the 3 pedals, the normal face plates, or you could go F1 style with the bigger, you know, with the bigger plates that keep your feet in place. Invite Eris on next week. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'd love to get anybody on to talk about any product. Eris, if you'd love to come on and talk about it. I know, like, I didn't give the best explanation for it because at that point when I tried it, it was Sunday and I was already dead to the world. So everything they were talking to me about just kind of went through one ear out the other. So I apologize for that, but I want to bring it because I thought that was one of the coolest things that I saw at the expo. But yeah, I mean, we have a couple of interviews lined up with people, and yeah, if Eris wants to come on and talk about it, more than happy to. Did other companies come out with cheaper FFB pedals by now? So you've got Moza. Moza have their M Booster active pedals. Oh, appreciate it, man. Because yeah, I kept on walking by, and I'm like, every time I wanted to go on and try it, there were so many people waiting in line. I'm like, oh, all right, I'll just come back later. I'll come back later. And Saturday, oh my God, the expo was so busy. It was to the point where I just gave up on filming because they actually completely sold out of tickets for Saturday. I think the total tally for the whole entire expo was close 24 to 25,000 people that attended. But yeah, so Saturday was so jam-packed. I just gave up on filming. Like, I'll go out, I'll walk around, I'll talk to some people that I catch, but like, I'm not even filming, I'm not even doing anything. No, Eris, it is all good. I'm a small guy. You know, I'm like the nobody in sim racing. I openly admit to that. Like, I don't, for me, like, I like just to go up and ask. Like, I don't like to go say who I am or anything like that. I just like, hey man, can I get on? And you know, if I gotta wait in line, I wait in line. It is all good, man. I don't take any offense or anything like that. You know, dude, for me personally, I would rather the people that come to the expo that are coming to try gear, you know, to make up their minds if they want to buy stuff or not. I would rather they try equipment over me, because at some point eventually I might get a set for review, or I might be at another place where I get to try it. I would rather the people that are looking to spend their money, looking to have a good time with their family, kids, and everything, let them get spots over me. That's just my personal philosophy. If some of the people that reached out to me, like, they just reached out personally, so we made appointments, which is cool. But generally during the day, like when it's busy, I just kind of like let other people have fun, because I'm here for the whole 3 days. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure we'll see you guys again. I mean, 100%, man. And that's why I kind of wasn't too fussed. So it is all good, buddy. But anyways, all right. So yeah, those are I want to bring those up. Again, I did not get a chance to try these because just of how many people that were there. I would have loved to, but unfortunately, yeah, we just ran out of time. All right, what else can we look at? What else? Just going through all my videos. So. Because again, Eris, I think, if I'm not wrong, you guys are the ones that, because it's the same, were the same, or it's maybe a different company, but had that motion sim that moved around last year. Was that a different company? I can't remember. All right. Simicube 3. All right, so we're talking about wheelbases. I got to try out the Simicube 3. Let's say I was pleasantly surprised with the Simicube 3. Oh, okay. No, first ever appearance. Okay, cool. Because I remember that company had a similar name to you guys. I can't remember exactly. I just kind of thought maybe the same, because it was kind of like kind of the same level of ingenuity of like holy crap, like seeing something that's completely different than the norm. Yeah. So the Simicube 3. I enjoyed it. It felt a lot better than the Simicube 2, for sure, 100%. And now that they're adding telemetry effects into it, based off the telemetry of the game's output and everything like that, it felt very solid. It felt really good. Their new wheel was a very nice wheel. It was nice and clicky. The rotaries felt really super nice. And actually, the guy that walked me through the Simicube 3 was actually the guy that designed the original OSW SC1. So I'm like, holy crap, man! Like, I still have my SC1. Like, you are a rock star. You're a legend to me. But yeah, it was good. And I kind of explained why I'm not too thrilled about the SimiCube 3. You know, in previous live streams, like no USB pass-through, you kind of have to use their technology if you want to use third-party wheels. And one of the questions that was kind of burning on my mind, because I've got third-party wheels, or I've got wheels that I've built, is, you know, will we be able to use the wireless capabilities of those wheels on the future with SimiCube 3? Because in the announcement and everything like that said, nope, you have to use these wheels that use this chip that makes it compatible with the SimiCube 3 wireless function. So the guys did talk to me. They are working on a QR or slash thing you can attach to your wheel to make it wireless. When that's going to come out, I don't know. But I'm kind of disappointed by the way they're locking things. They said eventually they will unlock things for DIYers and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, this is me trying it out. I was pleasantly surprised with it. Again, I didn't get a lot of hands-on time with it, so hopefully in the future we can get one for review to actually really fully take a look at it. I've talked to them, and you know, so when they start sending out the next batch for review, we should be on that list. Yeah. Next one. So somebody mentioned the Sim Lab. Let me find my Sim Lab video. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Yes, Eris, it was noticeable, but it wasn't to the degree that I expected it to be. But again, the software they were using was still beta software, still not fully 100%. So again, I don't want to say this was a good wheel or a bad wheel, because it's, you know, it's, the software is still being taken a look at, still being updated and things like that. So like I want to wait until the software is fully 100% released, ready to go, because they said it won't be ready until November, before I make up my mind. So hopefully by then we get one for review and I can actually give you like a really good take on it. Anyway, so I'm trying to find my SimLab video. Where is my SimLab video? I think it was this one. Yeah, so here we go. So I'm sitting in the SimLab one. For me, for this wheelbase, I thought it's really, really good. A really good wheelbase. I think at the moment, out of the stuff that is released, I'm talking about released, I thought it's probably in the top 3 wheelbases in terms of feel and effects and everything that it gives you. I know the guys in the way, so my video kind of got unfocused. Get out of the way! Get out of the way! All right, here we go. So you guys can see kind of footage of it. What I like about this wheelbase, it will have USB pass-through. So if you have third-party wheels, you'll be able to use SimLab's wireless system and everything right away. They did this magic thing where you get that LED ring around the shaft. Okay, it adds something cool to it. The only problem, like, everything felt really good. They've been constantly working on the filters, and every time I've tried it, it just keeps on getting better and better. And this version that they're using right now is very, very close to what will be released. The only thing that they're still working on is the dead zone. Like, there's still a little bit of a dead zone when your car is straight. They're still they're still working on all the filters, but as it is right now, like, it is a great wheelbase. So if you are looking at spending a lot of money on a wheelbase, I recommend don't purchase anything yet. If you can wait, don't purchase anything yet, and wait to see when SimLab and SimiCube release their wheelbases, and then you can actually make a legit sound opinion on it. So don't go throwing your money out yet. Just wait until these get released officially, and then make up your mind. I'm excited for it. Again, this is one that we should be getting. It should be released in Q1 of next year, so I can't wait. Every time I try it out, it just keeps on getting better and better. And I love their QR system. I think it, yeah. Let's see if I think I have a video kind of displaying their QR. Let's see if I can find it. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Was it? That's no, not them. I think it was this one. Yeah. Oh, that's Jackster right there. That's their new QR. So it's kind of like a pull thing on it. So you pull on it, and you take your wheel out, and then when you're ready, you slap it, and you slap it back in. So I like the design of their QR. Let's see if we can stop it. Show you guys. Yeah, so that's their QR right here. Yeah, so you just pull on that tab on the front, and then your wheel slides out. As simple as that. And when you're ready to put in your new wheel, you slide it in until you hear the click, and you're good to go. Really nice, really super quick. Alright, catching up with your guys' comments. I know some of the other problems, but this was without the tactile transducers. Probably better with those and motion. Shaft light. Yes, there was a shaft light. How about that? Yeah, again, dude, the quality of the hardware is insane nowadays when you compare it to like 5-10 years ago. Yeah, dude, I started on a Logitech GFGT. Like, and considering where we were then to where we are now is insane. It's crazy. You hate waiting. I know, dude. I'm still on my SC1. I'm still on my SimiCube OSW because I still refuse to go out and get a new wheelbase just yet. All right, who else do we need to showcase that I thought was really cool? Max Verstappen. That song is stuck in my head now. Let's see who. Oh yeah, so we got to take a look at Asetek. So we're taking a look at their stuff, and let's take a look at their new budget gear. So here we go. Here's that Initium. This is their new lineup. This is going to be their budget-friendly lineup. So you got that wheel right there. It's going to be 169 euro. The wheelbase is about 300 or 400 euro, which gives you I think it was about 5 Newton meters. Don't quote me. It felt super smooth, no cogging, no nothing. But what I really liked was their pedals. So I'm going to pause there right here. So you can get their base pedals, their pedal set, which starts at 134 euro. Which gets you like a very simple throttle pedal, very simple brake. But, you know, if you've outgrown your brake, for example, you want to go with, let's say, their next lineup of brakes, you know, their bigger load cell brakes. You can just take this pedal off and slap on the new one, connect the cables, and you're good to go. So you can upgrade your pedal deck as you go, as you get, you know, let's say you're not a good financial reason, or you only sim race, you know, once a month. You don't need like super expensive gear, but then that changes. You start sim racing more. You want something more, something better. You can upgrade your gear as you go, as you get a little bit better. And same thing, like you can use any wheel from their Forte lineup to their Invicta lineup. You can use it with their Initium wheelbase too. So everything is going to be fully compatible. So if you just want to start on a, on a DIY, or not a DIY, but on a budget system and then grow, the system will allow you to grow. And what I thought was pretty cool too is with this pedal, you can change it from a GT style pedal layout to an F1 style pedal layout too. So like there's those little yellow notches or those orange notches. You can move them around, so you flip your pedals around in a way to the other side. You flip them around, you slot those orange stoppers in, and then you've got like kind of an F1 style kind of pedal set. So which I thought was pretty cool. Everyone wants to complain when guys copy other stuff, but it's better for some racer in the long run. Look at the DD market. Yeah, again, I mean, right, say, what does it say? Copying is like the highest form of flattery or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I think eventually, like, I think in the, with all these companies popping up, eventually copying is going to happen. That's why, but I love the reason we have so many options for us to pick from and choose from, and we can make our own choices. 100% agree. I know, Brian. Oh, dude, I know. My first wheel was a crappy plastic TM that had the fry match. Dude, my Logitech DFGT, it still works to this day. I actually let somebody borrow it a month ago so they can try and see if they like sim racing. And he still has it right now. He's still using it. Like, I've had that thing since it came out, and it still works absolutely fine. Yeah, and that's the difference. Yeah, it is going to feel very coggy because of how the magnets are situated. But if the power is working and everything's working correct, you shouldn't have any cogging. My first pedals were made out of Lego and electronic. All right. What else was there to showcase? I apologize, guys. I should have had all these videos lined up and ready to go. Let's see. I'm trying to. Here we go. So track time. Track time is coming out with this new LED style rigs. Like, look at that. Like, so that's aluminum profile, and then in the middle you've got this screen. Kind of like this. How you want to call it, like matte screen on the side, and then on the inside's LEDs that kind of give you these cool glowing effects. So I thought that was pretty cool. I guess like this is now where we're kind of headed with sim rigs is, can we get LEDs at first? Before I was walking by, I was like, are you sure these are not coarse air rigs? Then I looked at the sign like, oh no, this is track time. Okay. So so yeah, I guess that's the newest thing now, is going to be having LEDs in your aluminum profile. I think this is another one of the same thing. Yeah, you can have different colors. Like this one's a Porsche, like the Falcon Porsche scheme on this one. He has a sticker on the other side, but it's glowing with that kind of greenish blue on that. But there's a purple. My purple favorite color. Right, exactly, Caitlin. You just have a button where they turn red every time she walks in. Let her know you're not allowed in here. If the lights are red, you're not allowed. All right, what else is this? I think I got 2 more videos for you guys to look at. We got to try Project. No, that's not Project. Well, we tried Project Motor Racing. I'm trying to find that video real quick. Where is it? That's me trying out the PXN gear. Look, that one's got LEDs in it too. I think that's what they're saying. Like eventually, like you can have it linked up to SimHub and everything. Nah, it's not hard to integrate your LEDs as long as you should just have. I just think you just need a circuit board, like an Arduino or something, and you can get it working with it. Where is my Project Motor Racing video? All right, here we go. I think this is it. Yeah, so we got to try out Project Motor Racing. I was trying out the Lister Storm at Spa in the rain, and the reason for me, I love the Lister Storm, one of my favorite GT cars of all time. I think it was just crazy. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with Project Motor Racing. I thought it was really. It's not a total sim, so I'll say that up front. But it was fun to drive. It really reminded me a lot of the days of GTR. So to me, it felt like GTR combined with the original Project cars. And there's a reason for that, because there are people from Project Cars and there are people from the GTR game that are on this team making this sim. But it felt really good. I know some people were complaining about the AI. I didn't have any issues with the AI. And here you see me going off the track. I'm going to use the excuse of I'm testing out the physics. I'm making sure the FFB is working correctly to make sure I can get an accurate feel of what's going out on the track. I'm not, it's not because of lack of skill. But no, I was really pleasantly surprised with how the cars handled. It gave you the right amount of feedback to what was going on with the car at all times. And yeah, it felt really, really good. It felt a lot of fun. It wasn't too challenging to drive like these GT cars. It was challenging, but it was still fun at the same time. So I'm kind of looking forward. I'm really looking forward to Project Motor Racing, to be able to drive these old style GT cars. Those are one of my favorite eras of racing cars. So yeah, I got to try it out. It was pretty cool. It was good. And for me, the AI behaved normal. Like I know people were complaining about it. I had no issues with them. They passed me pretty clean. They actually try to race each other too in some of my experience on the sim. They don't try to wreck you. I never had that issue of where they were trying to wreck me. But yeah, I know, Heiko, I am the best test driver ever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So it should be coming out in November. I can't wait to play it. Yeah, that is my worry too. Yeah, Eris, exactly. Exactly how the cars behave, especially coming out of the corners. That to me, I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up because, and I completely forgot it. So it was really cool because of, these old school cars. So when you got on the power too early. You could feel those rear tires spinning and trying to find grip. Like if you have too much, so see here, I had too much of a steering angle, so the car slid sideways. But if you have it the steering just right, like how you're supposed to in the turn in the corners, and you get on the throttle, it's gonna start, you're gonna start feeling those rear tires kind of light themselves up a little bit as it's trying to find traction, which I thought was really, really cool. It was really good, like you would expect out of these old school race cars. The amount of power you have at your hands comes. To what these cars can do is you feel it. It was so good. All right, what? 2 more videos. I want to showcase Thermal Take. So Thermal Take was showing off their new lineup of equipment. So here you see their G6 direct drive. You see their pedals back here. Again, not gonna get into who they copied or what they look like. Just showing you their lineup, and all the stuff felt really, really good. Like the buttons, the shifters, for what you get for the price. Like here's another set of their pedals. There's another wheel. It felt really good for what you get. I know Joa was made some comments about this wheel. Because it looks like, I think it was this one that looks like someone else's wheel. Again, no comment, but if you've been waiting for thermal take, they are, but now they're getting into the sim racing business. I mean, if Corsair can get into the sim racing business, why can't thermal take? Yeah. That's their lineup. I got to try them. It's what you'd expect out of the other competitive brands that are out there. I mean, nothing really to brag about on that. All right, last one, and this is more for Callum. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it at? Where is it at? Yes, Callum, jiggles just for you. All right, so here we are at Vera Motion. Vera Motion is a new motion company that's came out really this year. They've taken the PTO actuators, rebanded them, and made them even better. So here we are on their 6-off motion platform. So we got the 4 actuators, the traction system on the back, and here we are at Watkins Glen. And yeah, it was fun times. Their system feels really, really good. So I had the guy walk around, take some footage. But yeah, so it was. There we go. Oh yes, Eris. It is a quick. Yeah, it's a quick motion system. And here's my take on motion, because some people say it slows you down, some people will say it makes you faster, right? But it all boils down to, and this is where I think a lot of motion companies or a lot of motion people that have at the expos, they always dial their rigs up to 20. From a scale of 1 to 10, they always dial it up to 20. Which I think is the wrong thing to do, right? You should be able to configure it to get the exact amount of feeling you need to know what the car is doing. You don't need to be thrown around to know what the car is doing. If the car is slipping, all right, give me that little bit of slip motion. If you're braking under pressure, like do that dive. But does it need to be throwing you around, thrashing you around, kind of like you're on you're on those like really cheap circus roller coasters? No. And this is why, like, to me, always the biggest pleasure in trying any motion system is with IMSIM, because they always dial it to what you exactly feel, what the car is actually doing. Yes, exactly. Too much will slow you down because you're actually fighting the forces. It's the same thing with like a force feedback wheel, with the direct drive wheel. That's another one of my complaints at expos. They always churn it up as much as they can to make sure you're feeling what's going on. No, I just want enough force feedback to know what is going on with the car. I don't need to if I'm driving a GT3 car, do I need to have 20 Newton meters of force? No. I just need enough to let me know what the car is doing so I can correct it, because I want that speed. I don't want to be fighting the wheel to get it back to what, to get the car back. I want to be able to all right, I'm getting that snap of oversteer. All right, I need to do enough counter steer to keep that car going. So to me, those are my 2 biggest complaints always at expos, is they always turn up the force feedback on the wheels. They always turn up the motion. Yeah, exactly. And so one of my biggest things I always, before I get into anybody's motion, is Give me your profile, not your amusement park profile. Give me your profile that you use for your races. And then 2, I tell them I want this amount of force feedback on my wheel. So I can actually make, my judgment, my statement on how good it actually is. Like for me, again, so like I was the IMSIM one that had that, that Gara Carbano or whatever it was called. I can't remember exactly. They had the cubic system. The best, hands down. It felt the best out of everything that was out there. To me, this was a close second. But still, the other one, so much better. Heiko, and your body stiffens up. And exactly. Your body should not be stiffening up. Exactly, Heiko. I agree 100%. Do I need motion? Yes. Do I have the monies for it? Yes. Do I have the space? No. Wait, do you not have the space? Or is the problem with the other person that lives with you? Yeah, I agree with you. Although then we start a discussion about faster lap times or realism, but still accept. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, we can discuss motion. On. I mean, they're kind of related, but they're not related. Because yeah, like I've seen and talked to real life GT3 drivers. The forces they experience in their steering wheel are not that high. Like the guy showed me is like with just one finger, like he's able to turn the wheel. So you don't really experience. So you don't really, I mean, unless you're driving a car that doesn't have a hydraulic system or power steering system, yeah, you're going to have experienced a lot of forces, but most cars nowadays have power steering, so you're not going to experience those high forces. You're getting shy. Oh, you don't get shy, Lucas. No specific VR settings. Oh, there you go, David. That's an option. Check seat movers. Oh yeah, it is, dude. That thing is just, dude. Yeah, like I feel bad. Like if I was a person that was able to purchase that Gara system, I don't know if I would even use it, to be honest. Like I would just want it like in the, if it was the red one, I'd want to have it sitting next to my Lamborghini, Pagani, Bugatti, whatever you want it is. Have it sitting right next to it to be kind of like to accentuate each other. If I had the money to get their carbon fiber one, that would be just like in the middle of a black room with some like LED lights looking at it, and just that is my centerpiece. That is my art in that room. Okay, I'll just say yes. And again, I've heard it from I've heard different things from different people, because it is definitely down to different people how you feel things. Yeah. Yeah, so actually, Endurance, she brought up a good point. The best motion rigs I've actually used had 1 inch of travel. So for, so this is where, so I'm going to compare 2 very similar motion systems. So the Cubic QS210 and then the Cubic QS220. Both are from the same company, but use different travel methods. Or not travel methods, but have different travel range. I prefer the 210 over the 220 because it has a shorter range. Yes, the other one is bigger, faster, moves more. But again, for me, like I like motion to where I just want to feel what the car is doing. I don't want to be shaken around. I don't want to be thrown around. I just want to know what the car is doing so I can drive and adjust properly. Exactly. And that is the other thing. Yeah, again, Lucas, I completely want to, it's not just the motion that you need. You need to make sure your rig is super solid. You need to make sure it is planted, it is placed properly. You got to make sure it is leveled properly, because make sure, sometimes your floor is not leveled properly. So you got to make sure, if you got to bust out that little leveling tool to make sure to adjust the leveling on your motion. That's one thing. There's a lot of things you got to do to make sure your system works properly with motion. You can't just slap it on, adjust your strength and then move on. You really have to fine tune it a lot. And that took me a long time when I got my motion. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there was me, Julian. All right, so there we go. That is most of the Sim Expo coverage. I don't know if you guys have any other questions on other stuff. All right, let's get back to other stuff. So I got a couple things to go over with you guys. And I've got to end the show in like 25 minutes because I've got a meeting to go to. All right, so I didn't have anything on Box to Slap. All right, yeah, so Sim Racing Expo. While we're still on the topic of the Sim Racing Expo, next year it is moving to Frankfurt. Why? Well, it's gotten too small for Dortmund. I mean, it's gotten too big for Dortmund. Like this year they ran out of space. They sold out tickets. So now they need to go somewhere bigger. Now they're going to be in Frankfurt next year. They're going to be in Messe, Frankfurt, and Hall 12. You could already buy your tickets if you plan on going. But it's going to be in a much bigger area for them to be able to expand because, yeah, this year they ran out of space completely. They had nowhere else for a lot of people. They had to turn people away, vendors away, because they just ran out of space. Yeah, Eris, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments, man. Again, dude, if you ever reconsider and would love to come and talk about what you guys do with your company, hit me up in Discord or Amir at the Simpit. That's my email, and we could get something going, man. I would love to have people like you just to geek out with and talk about sim racing and and turn into a podcast kind of deal. 100%, man. Thank you for stopping by. But yes, but anyways, yeah, so Sim Racing Expo next year is going to be in Frankfurt instead of Dortmund. If you were going to go, buy your tickets. And they're also going to be in Charlotte in the States, May 2026. I actually got to talk to George. I haven't talked to George since the Sim Gaming Expo. I know he's already working on next year's too. So next year we're going to have 4 expos. We're going to have the one in Charlotte, the one in Chicago, the one in Frankfurt, and then we got Sim Formula in Maastricht in the Netherlands. So we're going to have 4. We're up to 4 Sim Racing Expos a year. Crazy. Fanatec, so here we go. We're talking about their pedals. This is all from Traxon.gg. But yes, so they're going to have... Yeah, so they're coming out with, these are the new podium pedals. You can go with either the Formula style or the regular GT style. David Payne! Thank you, buddy, for that donation, man. Thank you, appreciate it, buddy. You rock, man. All right, so here we're talking about the load cells. They're going to be rated at 200 kilograms. And they're going to have their elastometer compression control system. What we're talking about is being able to manually adjust those cylinders, how you want your elastometers to operate. Yeah, so here we go. Here's some better pictures. I think they look really cool. I don't know if they would be pedals that I would use, but I think they look really, really cool. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be really good pedals too. All right. Same thing. We're talking about launching their 25 Newton meter Podium DD. More than two. Oh man, dude, you can rock it on the tracks. We need to do some practice with you, David. I think that's what we need to do. We need to schedule some time to do practice together. So we can get you up to speed. So yeah, here's a new wheelbase. It's 25 Newton meters, and it's going to be launched in the first quarter of 2026. And this is going to be using a different kind of system than what they were using with their old system. All right. So of course the Evo. This one I did not even know about until I left the expo, but they were showcasing, all the hype and buzz was about Assetto Corsa Rally, and under the radar they slipped by the Free Roam Previous, going to be coming out in November. What was originally, let me mute it down. So what was originally supposed to come out in June is now we're finally getting it in November, and I'm just super excited for it. I mean, I've been around the Nürburgring multiple times. I've driven those roads that are around the area, going up the valleys, down the valleys, all that, going up the hills, down to the valleys, all that. So it'd be really cool to be able to drive them in real life. But yeah, here they go. They're talking about it, detailing how their free roam is going to work. Yeah, I'm excited to try it out. Supposedly with this new update that they're showing, like, it made things a lot better. Because I think Evo in the beginning was good, and then it kind of took a step back. Yeah, so we'll see how the improvements on this one go. But yeah, expect the actual free roam to actually come out next month. I can't wait, especially like this is the area I live in. I can't wait. Automobilista 2 update that arrives. It's going to be arriving. So they did an update to it, and we're going to have, TAA in VR. So here we go. This is Overtake talking about it. So the next update is going to have 2 DLC packs. You're going to have the historical endurance pack. You're going to have, and then, which is going to include like the 2005 version of Spa, Le Mans, Road Atlanta. So if you're an AMS fan, so you can expect these things to come out, especially then the TAA implementation, the temporal anti-aliasing coming to VR. So yeah, end of October is when they're set to release these updates, and then the DLC coming out soon after. All right. So apparently, I got to try out the Initiative behind closed doors. And when I walk in, I see this shifter, and I see this shifter. So I'm talking to the guy. He's like, hey, these are top secret. Don't show them. I'm like, cool. I won't show them. But then here you go. They get announced. I was like, I didn't even record any footage on them because I was told, oh no, these are still being developed. But yeah, Asetek is now coming out with an H-pattern shifter, and they're coming out with a sequential shifter. So if you're in the Asetek ecosystem and you've been waiting for this, Connor, how's it going, buddy? How you doing, man? But yeah, so like, I was not allowed to show it, so I didn't really record, behind closed doors, because like, if I can't show this, if I can't show the shifter and handbrake, or the shifters, not handbrake, the shifters, then I'm not even going to bother record. I'll just do the interview, and then I'll move on. But yeah, but anyways, whatever. It's whatever. Yes, it's a handbrake. I'm sorry. Yeah, so you got the shifter and you got the handbrake. And this got lights on there, so when they were explaining it to me, these lights will change according to your revs. And you can program it for the optimal shift point, so when you're ready to shift, it turns a different color. That way it lets you know when you can shift. So I thought that was a pretty cool feature. All right. LMU. Who's still racing LMU? I haven't raced it in a while. I need to find time to get back to it. It's just time. I don't have time. But yeah, they're going to be doing their first 24-hour race test in late November. So if you are driving LMU and you want to get a team together to do the 24 hours of their first 24-hour endurance event. Here we go. It's set for late November. And then again, they've been doing this slow roll, right? So they're gonna be doing actually this weekend is the 12 hours of Spa, the GT3s. November 14th through the 16th is the 8 hours of Bahrain, and then November 28th to the 30th is going to be the 24 hours of Le Mans. Yeah. So here you go. If you still race Le Mans and now you're actually wanting to get really heavy into their endurance stuff, there you go, man. It's starting to come out. All right. Here we go. Surprise! Assetto Corsa, ACC, they snuck in a livery update. So not did they only sneak in, the new Assetto Corsa Evo free roam during the expo, they snuck in a livery update. So here they're talking about where they added some, they added the livery to the Alpine A1110 or A110 for the GT4, and they kind of revised some of the wheel effects in the game. So they're still doing little updates here and there to Assetto Corsa Competizione. And same thing with AC, and now work on AC Evo. So yeah, so there you go. Endurance Motorsport. This is a game I'm really looking forward to. Endurance Motorsport Series closed beta test starts 7 November. And the reason I'm looking forward to this, it's not because it's going to be a full-blown sim. So what I really like about this is you can race, you could be the team owner, you could be a crew chief, you can fulfill different roles within the team, and do that with all your buddies. So you could have buddies that are racing, you could be the crew chief, you could do other supporting roles, and I thought that was really, really cool. And from the get-go, they said this is not going to be a sim. It's going to be more on the arcade side, which is fine. We all need that fun game to get away from real sims. But yeah, so here we go. Closed beta is going to start 7 November, so we're starting to get closer. We're starting to get closer to the release of this, and I'm pretty excited about it. I'm super, super excited about it. I really want to try it out. Yeah. All right, so that is the end of the news. All right, so if you're still watching, I don't know how many people we've got watching us. All right, so I did a couple of videos for Pimax, and one of the things I talked to him was like, hey, on top of our affiliate links that we can offer for our people to give them a better discount on Pimax gear, can we do a little contest? Can we do like a little kind of giveaway for our members that are interested in getting a Pimax VR headset system? So they agreed, and here's kind of what we came up with. Again, this is, again, if you are interested in getting a Pimax, I'm not telling you to go buy one, but if you're interested, so we've got a little, kind of a little giveaway. So we're teaming up with them. Let me see if I can hide the chat so you guys can actually see it. All right, so here we go. So we are doing a screenshot contest with them. So what the rules are, if you are wanting to purchase a Pimax VR headset and we're going to give you some freebies to go along with it. So on top of using our affiliate link to get 3% off, you also can enter to win either the DMAS headphones you could get their top strap with the face foam, or the top strap or the face foam, like so each one separately. So all you got to do is go into our Discord, submit a screenshot of your favorite racing moment, or like any type of racing from any sim, doesn't matter what it is. It could be iRacing, AMS2, ACC, whatever it is. And then what we'll do is we're going to run this contest for 2 weeks, and then Sean and I will do a random drawing, and you'll be, everybody that submits a screenshot will be entered into the contest, and we'll do a random drawing for the winners. So all you got to do is go into our Discord. If you type in Discord, it'll come up with the link. Go to our skins and logos section, and then say, just say Pimax contest, upload your screenshot, and then it will be entered into the contest. So I'm working on another deal with them to actually give you better prices on their VR headsets if you're thinking about getting into VR headsets. But yeah, this, you could, if you want, this works with all their promotions, works with all the affiliate links. If you're not going to use our affiliate link, you want to use somebody else's, cool. That's fine. Just let me know by posting that screenshot that you're going to buy one and that I want to be entered into winning one of these additional accessories. Yeah. Brandon, you are so late. So late. I talked about it. All right. All right. So there we go. So there's that. All right. Let's get into some Simpit racing. All right. So let's start with the rally. So the rally, they were in, where were they in? Japan. They were in Forum 8 sponsored Japan, because Callum had to explain it to me. Why is it called Forum 8? But I guess that's the sponsor that sponsors the Japan rally. All right, so here we go. Here are the results of the race. So Hawk Solo comes in first place, followed by PC Deadman in second place, Jeff SMKU, Alesh Mom, Frank Patcham, Thomas Vasquez, Davis, 44. Then we got Heiko, HS Whipperman, Inoek, Dirge, Max Power, Spore Comic, Sean in 13th place, Caractus, Lakote 4, Spatial Dragon, O Strike, and Karaoke Blokey. That rounds out the 18 people that ran in the rally. All right, so what does that mean for our standings? So here you go. Here is our championship standings. So we've got Hawk Solo in first place with 144 points. Lucas, yes, buddy. We will catch you later, man. Dirge, you're doing... Where are you at? So let's see. Where are you at in the standings? You're still better than... What? You're kind of 13th, so you're better than 14th through 20th. There you go. Anyways, going back to the standings. So we got Hawk Solo in first place with 144 points. Jeff SMKU with 132. We got PC Deadman third and with 102 points. Callum, what is going on with you, buddy? What the hell, man? Third place, really? And you're keeping Alesh that close to you? Alesh in fourth place with 84 points. Caractus in fifth place with 68 points. Where is Sean on this list? See, Dirk, you're doing way better than Sean. He's not even here. He's not even on the list. There you go. That's all you got to do, right? All right, so that is your rally. So now moving on to our road series. And this road series, it's been a lot of fun. We've had multiple different winners, and Joa freaking dominated the race to finish in first place. So he finished in first place. Aldous Pudikwas finished in second place. He ran into some issues, and then followed by third place for Sam Hinchy. I finished in fourth or fifth place, and Sean, I can't remember where Sean finished. I think he was seventh place or eighth place. I can't remember. That's the most important thing, Callum. All right, so that was round 4 in Hockenheim. Trying to pull up the standings. I'll make sure. All right, so we got. All right, here are our standings of the race of our series so far. So we've had 18 drivers. So we've got Aldous Pudikwas in first place with 102. Joe Antonio in second place with 99 points. Really close between these two. I'm not far off in third place with 92 points. Followed by Andrew Slizen with 82. Sam Hinchy with 81. James in sixth place with 75. Then we got Kenneth Nichols, 72. Tied with Johnny Alford. Then we got Ola Sargfist and Wout Van Morik finishing out our top 10. And there's Sean Cole in 11th place with 47 points. All right. So that is that. So then we're going to be racing this Sunday. We're continuing on with our season, and we are going to be at COTA. The same, funny enough that's where F1 was racing last weekend. So we're going to be at COTA. Not my favorite racetrack. It's okay. I know some people hate it or love to hate it. But I'm expecting, hopefully we can have like a really good result there. And yeah, we can continue on having fun. But yeah, guys, that is it. That is our news. So yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back streaming on Sunday for our Road League race. Expect a video out on Monday by Sean. Expect a video out by me on Thursday. And yeah, we're trying to keep things rolling. We're trying to keep everything going and rolling in the Simpit, trying to make it better and better, trying to bust out some more content for you guys to enjoy. Anyways, I've got to end the show here. I've got like 5 minutes to make it to my next meeting that I'm having. So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining in. And as always, you know, get out there, have some fun racing, and I will catch y'all later. Peace.